winding it down. So, what advice would you give to student athletes or those regular students who would like to pursue tertiary education in the US?
From a practical standpoint, make sure you go to a school that cares about you
Yeah.
as a person. Of a lot of these schools and a lot of these coaches over here, this is to an athlete perspective where they just want you to make their names great and they don't care what the expense of the actual athlete is. Like they don't care if you're okay to perform as long as you perform. You
Yeah.
understand? I'm like, try to find a coach that cares about you. Find a school that has the resources that you need to get where you want to go. Look at their alumni programs because alumni programs really do help you to like transition after university. I would tell anybody also coming into university, join as many organizations and clubs as you can. They got grants. They have grants. They take you traveling. Like even some student athlete places. Like I know people who my friend at UGA, Amanda Wiley. I don't know if you remember her. She
Yeah.
got to go to Europe for free. She had to go to Europe for free because she joined a club and an organization. And I'm saying, because that's how US schools are. Like the opportunities are there. Like you can get the exposure you want if you just play your cards right and join. Be enough. Okay, I was saying invest in activities that you know will help to take you out of your comfort zone and form you into the type of person you want to be. So you can join sororities. They have them there. Not my cup of tea, but
Yeah.
you have them there. You have organizations that matter. They're about activism and stuff like that. So find your niche and find things that you really like. Like you have 4 years worth of school, yes, stress, yes, but you also have 4 years worth of freedom. Like it's adult freedom for whoever is going to the US and leaving your parents. You have the freedom to choose whatever life you want to do, whatever experiences you want to have. Please note, choose those experiences wisely because you're on an F1 visa and you can't really be doing what everybody else is doing. Because if they take that visa, you're going home. So keep that in mind. No, I'm saying it to be real. Keep that in mind as you go over there. You have to know who you are while finding out who you are. Know what you tolerate and just go to have a good time and aim to be the best version of yourself coming out of university.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Good advice. Thank you. Okay. So, next question is, how do you keep in touch with friends and family?
How do I keep in touch with friends and family? Well, bless God for the internet. I really do WhatsApp or they call me. I must say my mother does make it a point of duty to call me like every day. My grandmother wakes me up for school when I had 8 a.m.s like every morning because they know I sleep dead. It's true.
Me know
So
that.
sleep dead, 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 dead. And I have these blackout curtains that make it look like night all the time. And I have the AC and I live alone. It's a triple homicide. Triple homicide right there. And yeah, so keeping in touch with my family is really not hard. You just have to schedule time out of your day to say, hey, I'm gonna call my mom before I go to bed. I'm gonna call her first thing in the morning, talk to her on the way to school, on the way to your next class. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Good, good, good. All right. So, how do you make new friends in such a white environment?
Not all folk are bad, first of all. And
Yeah.
I met some really sweet people, but I just say don't take people as they are at face value. So it's just like
Yeah.
don't be quick to call everybody your friend because you never really know what their intentions are. I'd say for a little while I was just really, especially all of my first year, I was just really observant to see how people react because I'm on a team. I'm in school. I'm like, I know who's this person's friend and that person's friend. And I was pretty quiet my first year. So I just watched to see, who had the really genuine energies. And I just found myself attached to those people, actually. It was in Bible study that I found two of my closest friends. And one of those friends introduced me to another friend. And now those two girls, well, three girls, are just my bestest friends on the planet. Absolutely love them.
That's wonderful. I'm good that you're able to, well, not really assimilate into those culture, but you were able to find your own niche, your own little
Yeah,
role in
it
everything.
definitely exists because university is so big. There has
Yeah.
to be somebody who's like you.
Mhm.
Not to say you should stick to people who are just like you, but has similar morals and characteristics to you.
Yeah. Okay, good. I don't think I asked you about transportation though. How do you get to and from school?
My first year, because of COVID, everything was online. But my second year, thank God, I was able to save and my parents helped me. And I bought a car, so I drive to school.
Okay, that's wonderful. So you are fully independent, as in like getting around and everything and living on your own. How is living on your own? I know that's a big adjustment from being with your mom to being alone.
I mean, as an only child, you learn to love your own company overall. Like my mother worked, and clearly I can't bother my grandma all the time. So living alone hasn't been that big a transition. As I said, it's just the little things like if you don't turn off the stove, nobody's gonna turn off the stove. If you
Yeah.
don't lock the door, nobody's gonna lock the door. Um, I really liked it because I love my own space and I got to decorate and make it like really homey. So I have
You
pictures of
see?
all my friends everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I get to be like, my own big man and walk around in my robe and drink my wine and go to sleep and all, all those good things. So I just really found my personality as a home or an apartment owner. Well, not owner, but as apartment renter. To live on your own, it's just you grow into that version of yourself, the version of yourself that gets excited to look at rugs and
I
and
know that. Or you see like new bathroom things that you can put in your bathroom. I know that feeling.
I literally remember there's a sale going on in is it Home Goods? I think it was Home Goods or Lowe's. I think it was
Mhm.
Lowe's. And I went in and you want to see me taking up the lights for my balcony and the grass and mat. And the other day my best friend he ordered a lawn chair for me that lies down. So exciting.
Luxury.
Like, luxury on a budget.
Gotta keep it on a budget because we're broke college students.
Heavy on the broke.
Yeah.
Heavy on the broke.
Okay, so next question is about your personal development as an individual. How have you grown since going to school, tertiary education?
I must say, like, in terms of who I was in high school and who I am now, they're not completely different people, but we just have completely different standards. And I've learned to
Yeah.
accept standards for what they are, which are my standards. Like, friendship wise, I know what I expect from my friends, what I won't tolerate from my friends. And it's just since coming to college, I've learned that it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks of my standards. They're my standards. And I mean, apart from that, it's just really growing into who I am in various settings because it's like, yeah, you know who you are in high school because at the end of the day, you have to come home to your parents and your grandmother. But it's like who you are when there are no limits, no boundaries, nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do. You find out what you actually really want to do. For me, it's not that far from what I would have done if I was staying with my grandmother and my mother. Like, I still go to sleep by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Like
Okay.
you still not gonna find me staying out at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just not me. I'm a bed by 12 girl, and if it's after 11, I'm not going.
Yeah.
So it's like finding yourself in those different settings and just embracing who you are as they come along. Because at the end of the day, it's just like who you are. Like you don't have to be like everybody else.
What have you learned about yourself?
What have I learned about myself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've learned that I'm an independent person, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to do everything by myself. Like I like to be able to do it, but that doesn't mean I want to do it all the time. I found out that I like small social settings instead of huge parties. I found out that I'm very big on nature and adventure. Like I'll drive to go watch the sunset on the mountaintop in the middle of nowhere. Um, who I am as a Christian, I've become so much more comfortable with telling people that I'm a Christian and just expressing the fact that I can't really do everything that you're doing because of who I serve and how I choose to conduct my life, you know? And yeah, I've also I've established who I am with people.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. Like I love people. I love talking to people. I love taking care of people. I'm such a mother. And it's kind of crazy. I have no kids, but I'm such a mother. I like to know that everybody is okay. While at the same time learning that, hey, I'm also somebody as well. I have to ensure that I'm okay. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good. And I'm good that you're comfortable and confident in your Christianity as a young person, because there are many young people in our age group that are very ashamed and very closed off and reserved when it comes on to those things. And in due time everyone will get to that point where you are, but I really do commend you on that slowly. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so the last question now is, how did you feel, or what was your experience like, um not competing in the, what was that, the Jamaica
National
championships, the national championships? How did you feel? What was your experience? How did you feel when you realized you
uh,
got a bronze medal?
well, my
Yeah.
season has been really long and it's been filled with probably more disappointments than achievements.
Yeah.
So going into the trials, I felt like a wounded dog. Honestly, just going into trials, I'm like, I'm tired. God, I need a win. And if this is it, then okay. And if not, I guess back to the drawing board. And I told you I prayed about it and I've been really working on writing down exactly what I want and telling God exactly what I want, while at the same time accepting what He has for me.
Yeah.
So I prayed about it and I was like, going into that competition, I really did realize that at the end of the day, all you can do is your best.
Yeah.
Wherever it lands you, it lands you. So I'm really grateful it landed me at third place because that's my first senior medal ever, and that's my best finish for the entire season. And it was just so good. It just felt like God was showing me a glimpse of, hey, if you trust me, I promise you have this. I promise you, I have this. I feel I literally felt God telling me that in the competition. He's like, girl, I promise you have this. Just go. There's no need
Yeah.
to stress. There's no need to worry about the outcome. And it was just like, it might not have meant a lot to everybody because there weren't a lot of people competing. In total, I think it was like 6 people competing. And people would look at that and be like, well, it was a competition of 6 people. And I'm like, I don't care. I still came third. I still have a medal. Like I'm still
Yeah,
third in
because
my country.
yeah,
And I just really learned to clap for myself and listen to God in that moment because it might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it definitely meant something to me. So, yeah.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, and what's coming up next?
Coming up next, well, I think I'm on vacation right now because, as I said, I don't really know what
I
Jamaica is
see
doing.
on Instagram, oh, you're festive. How
Yes!
will you go with the? How will you go?
Where friends I literally went to the river yesterday.
Yeah, as I was like,
Catch up. Because I'm telling you, all season people are saying, I look popped down, I look tired. And
El
this season
tourist.
don't represent the life God have for me, girl. So I'm just saying,
Yeah,
sometimes you have to put the finances down, spend a little money,
and
and
leave it
just
up to God.
leave it up to God. He'll
God
take
shall
care of
replace
it.
the funds that you have spent.
Exactly. Life out there for live, and I intend to live it to the
Yeah,
best to the best of my ability. So I think I'm on vacation right now until somebody tells me otherwise. But it really mentally unloading. It was a lot going into this season. A lot. School wise, it was just a lot. It was probably my toughest year as a student athlete ever. And I intend to enjoy myself, just unwind and regroup and realign myself for the next lap. 'Cause, you
yeah,
know, a lot of laps. The next lap harder than the last. But
yeah.
we have it, man.
Okay, so what you say, Olympics 2024?
It's 2 years time. But you know what? I'm gonna say yes. God's willing. If God wants me there, then I will be there.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for having
and doing
me.
this with me. I really do appreciate it, and I really have to say that I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you because slowly we have come from far.
True. Go look
But
good.
yeah,
Well, look good enough.
your development and your growth, like seeing you become who you are and you're standing firm in your truth and who you are. And that by far is commendable in and out of itself. So keep doing you, keep being you. Tell Auntie hi for me and tell Grandma hi for me.
Well,
I really, really do appreciate you being here.